Hello everybody, I'm your host, Tracy Glatz, recovered body hater, saved by the cross, and a woman on a mission to bring God's truth and beauty to a world that is trying to convince us that we should be ashamed of who we are. In this episode today, we are going to take a close look at God's resume and the projects he has worked on, so that when you finish listening to this video, you can decide whether he has the correct skill set and competency level to design humans that do not require alteration. So I'm going to start off by saying that kids are really hard work. I think that's something that every mom will agree on, right? They test us, they push us, and they make us question our sanity. But in the middle of the chaos, in there somewhere, there are moments each day where we can see through the tantrums, the noise, and the filthy handprint marks all over the windows and the walls to appreciate their uniqueness. That moment where we overflow with love for them. It could be their cute little chuckle, their cheekiness, their warm embrace, their desire to be close, or just their willingness to obey for a change. In this moment that happens in the flash of an eye, we take in their personality, their talents, their interests, their imagination, their creativity, and their appearance. Without even realizing it, we have appreciated all the different components of who they are and of what makes them them. In our eyes, they are perfect. Those little button noses and screamy little voices, just joy. You see, my friend, all of this and everything they are is purposeful, intentional, super intelligent design with one goal in mind: uniqueness by a master craftsman. Because our child is nothing like their sibling or their cousin or their friend. And we appreciate that, right? It makes for such a rich, diverse, fun life. But when it comes to ourselves, we think, I don't know, maybe God got it wrong because I'm definitely not happy with parts of me. Some of the things that make me unique. Not true. You see, God was just as purposeful making you as he was with your bundles of joy. However, to truly understand this purposeful, intentional, super intelligent design, we need to think big and get our heads around the fact that God does not make mistakes. If you can't grasp this, you will never be able to rest assured that we were born to look a certain way. So let's start with intentional creation and some fun, mind-blowing facts. Are you aware that we live on a planet that space scientists have called the Goldilocks zone? Yup. Earth is suspended and positioned in the perfect place in our Milky Way galaxy to not be destroyed by a sun that is 1 million times bigger than Earth. A little to the left, too hot. A little to the right, buckle up, you're gonna freeze. You see, my friends, God has placed Earth in just the right spot in space to support life on Earth temperature-wise. And then he graciously wrapped Earth in an insulating layer to keep the heat in, and as an added bonus, gave us something called a magnetic field to prevent us from being incinerated by solar flares. On top of this, he gave us water and carbon to sustain life. So it's all pretty specific stuff. This simply cannot be accidental or coincidental. It is a beautifully well thought out plan to support life on Earth. So God has proved that he is intentional and extremely purposeful in what he does. He did not make a mistake, because otherwise we simply wouldn't be here. He has created all of this to support life because he wants us here. Can this brilliance be captured in a resume? He has proved by this alone that he is beyond talented and knows exactly what he is doing. So now, let's have a chat about intentional design and beauty within this creation, nature that is big and beautiful to look at. Just think about the majesty of the Grand Canyon, deserts, rainforests, coral reefs, braided riverbeds here in New Zealand come to mind, aerial footage of erupting volcanoes, even lightning from afar. The diversity and uniqueness of landscapes on display around the world is simply mind-blowing. You know, some people, they spend their whole lives traveling the world in the hopes of discovering all there is to see, but because Earth is ever changing, this goal can never be achieved. They might get a helicopter view, but there is simply too much detail, like the intricate colors and shapes and textures all around us. Like when you just stop to take a moment to look at all the different species of plants and flowers on your street alone, it leaves me in awe as I look around. I think it's just crazy. Now, take a minute and imagine a world with no diversity. If there was just one type of tree, one type of fruit, one type of flower, one shade of grass, one type of mountain, one form of water, where would the awe and wonder be? Think about how boring and lifeless our lives would be. You see, when God designed planet Earth, his design goal was clearly to have as much variety and uniqueness as possible. Like in the snowflake, no two are alike. To have two snow crystals with the same history or development is virtually impossible. Now, this comes from the fact that there are 180 billion water molecules in each snowflake, with an infinite number of arrangements, because the shape is determined by temperature and the humidity of the air around it. So it's impossible. And like a single snowflake, you too have a unique appearance and occupy a unique place in time and space, because that is how God wants it to be. If he had wanted one type of human physical appearance-wise, that is what would be here. But he didn't, and for that reason, there will never be anyone like you. No one will ever be identical to you, unless you're a twin, of course. No one will laugh like you, cry like you, walk like you, talk like you, have your particular set of talents, skills, experiences, or your combination of ideas or feelings. This is intentional, purposeful design by your creator, who loves uniqueness and who did not make a mistake when he made you. In saying that, right now, you may not appreciate your uniqueness, but I can guarantee you that others do. Because guess what? No one sees you the way you see yourself. That is a fact, because we are our own worst critics. But you can rest assured that 99% of people see you as prettier and smarter than you see yourself. But most of all, God is pleased with his work, how he has made you. He has purposefully designed you to look exactly as you do, and he's up there thinking and sighing if you don't feel happy with yourself. Oh, my child, if only you could see what I see. So if you are listening today, beating yourself up, thinking that something has gone terribly wrong with how you were created, please know that God is very, very pleased with his work, and others do not see what you see. Just take a moment and ask them. Ask your nearest and dearest what they see. Ask them what they see in you and love about you, and I am certain the answers will surprise you. You know, I did this with my husband recently, and he said that his favorite thing about me was the part of me that I disliked the most. So to say I was shocked is an understatement. We assume because we do not like something about ourselves that others feel the same, without realizing that they have different minds, different perspectives, different interests, and different taste. We box our thinking in and limit ourselves by making assumptions that affect our confidence and our quality of life in a very negative way. If you are watching this today and are struggling with body image issues, be assured that God and others do not see you the way you see yourself. You call yourself ugly and wrong. They call you a work of art, fearfully and wonderfully made. So I pray today that the scales fall from your eyes and you receive the gift of being able to see yourself in a completely new God-given way. If you would like to hear more on this subject, tune into the next episode, where we will be discussing something very important. the fact that you simply cannot Photoshop an ugly heart. Thanks for listening, guys, and until next time, take care and God bless.